And it's good to have you here in the Motor City.
Yeah, without a doubt. You got to love that, man.
Yeah. Now, we were just talking about the new CD. It's finally out now. Is it out, I guess, officially in stores probably today?
No, June 18th, the album's coming out.
All right. Book of Shadows.
Yeah.
And you were saying before and after Starbucks. Now, what the heck is that? Now, tell me about it.
I can't believe you guys don't have the Starbucks thing going on out here. Starbucks coffee, man. Oh,
now, we might have it.
But
they keep it away from guys like Arthur Penhallow and myself because, you know.
You'd run them out of business.
We're wired enough.
Oh, you got to love this stuff.
We're trying to come down from the 80s. You know what I'm talking about, Zach?
Well, this stuff, it's good rocket fuel. Let me put it that way, man.
Well, we'll have to check it out. Where do you get it now? In New Jersey, in your hometown?
Well, no, I live out in California now. So I guess it's like Seattle. You know, it's like, I think it's based up in Seattle. But yeah, it's good stuff, man.
So Zakk Wylde, of course, former guitar player with Ozzy.
Yeah.
Now tell me that story. Now you're 19 years old. We had heard the stories. You know, I was on another station at the time when you were just the absolute rave of the industry.
Oh yeah, I was pretty funny, man. No,
I mean, what does that do to a 19-year-old guy?
Oh, my friends didn't have to pay for tickets anymore. That's what the good thing was, Doug. No, it's just
everybody got into Ozzy for free.
Yeah, totally, man. You know, well, you should have seen it. We did because I grew up out in Jersey, and we did. I think it was Brendan Burnley of Meadowlands. You know, we played out there, and it was. I literally had 200 people were on the guest list.
Just for yourself?
Yeah, it was like half the high school was there for crying out loud. But you know, it was like it was amazing. It was in this one back room. You know, backstage, everyone was there after we did the show. It was just, I mean, it might as well have been a high school reunion right there, you know what I mean?
Now, did you follow Randy Rhoads? Was that it? It was after Randy died?
Yeah, Randy Rhoads and Jakey Lee was in the band.
Right,
and,
that's it, okay.
You know, and they're two amazingly sick, incredible guitar players, but I mean, it's like...
And how do you get noticed by a guy like Ozzy Osbourne?
What happened was I was playing in a club, and this guy named Dave Feld, he just saw me playing. He's like, "Hey, brother, man, you ever think about auditioning for Ozzy?" This is when Jake had left the band.
Right.
And, you know, I was a huge Ozzy fan, I mean, like that, and I'm just like, well, you know, did you ever think about cutting back on your, the crack intake?
Right, yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm going, you know, because I'm sure you know him as well as everybody else here in the bar, you know what I mean? But it was like, he happened to know a guy that did Ozzy's photography, this guy, Mark Weiss, who did, you know, for all the magazines and stuff. And, you know, I was working at a gas station at the time. It's like, well, I got nothing to lose, man. So I just, you know, made a tape and, I guess, you know, because Ozzy was in the city at the time. And got the tape to him, and I got a phone call from Sharon, and, you know, next thing, they flew me out to LA.
So the tape actually got to Ozzy, and he actually heard it. And goes,
so, or, you know, or saw the picture, you know what I mean?
I like this guy.
Oz is the best, man. I was at another radio station, somebody, must have been Philly or something like that, and they go, it's like, I mean, you've been with him a while, like, what language is it he's speaking?
Oh, yeah.
I know, but it's just, he's hysterical.
Well, he was just here, you know, because he's out of retirement now, which I'm sure you're real grateful about.
It's without a doubt. I love doing my own thing. We got back and did the record. I always knew he'd end up doing, that's what he does best, you know what I mean, is singing, man. So, you know, it's just like, what's he supposed to do? He doesn't have any hobbies, man. And believe me, I've known him, you know what I mean? So,
now you were on how many? Now you did some of the best albums, really. The most, No More Tears.
Well, not the best. I'd say, you know, I've done some of the records. Yeah, no.
How many were you on?
I did No Rest for the Wicked, Just Say Ozzy, Live and Loud, No More Tears, and the new one, Osmosis. You know.
Oh, you were on Osmosis too. Then.
Well, what happened is Oz called me with Pride and Glory. We were out touring that, and then when we got off the road, Oz called me up, and he was just like, brother, you know, if you're home, if you want to get back together, we'll finish the record. I was like, yeah, sure. You know, I get a chance to see him again and, you know, hang out with him because he's one of the coolest people you ever meet, man. But then we got back together, finished the record, and then, hey, I mean, it was crazy. I mean, for like the last year and a half, in between that, I was jamming with Guns N' Roses, and it's just like, you know, in between doing the Ozzy record, we were like in Paris and New York, and then I'd get back home, go out to L.A. The guys in Guns, you know, like Axl calls me up. He's like, brother, why don't we do some jamming? I'm like, well, yeah, why not, man? You know, but
Look at you.
Then I applied for a job at McDonald's as well.
Look at you.
McDonald's.
Just look at you and all these, yeah. What's going on with those guys now, the Guns N' Roses band? What the hell's happening with them?
They're a cool bunch of
Civil
dudes.
Civil War.
I don't know, man. Biggest band in the world, and it's just like...
I mean, they could come out right now and play Tiger Stadium as well.
Yeah, without it, they're you know, they're the modern-day Zeppelin Stones. I mean, you know, they're that big, but I mean, it's just like,
Are they going to be able to pull it back
it's more
together?
of like a Keith. You know how Keith and Mick would always have.
Yeah, but they always seem
They'd
to
always get
manage to
back
patch it
together.
up and get that record out and
No, they will,
get that
man.
tour going. And
No, the brothers like living large, so you know what I mean. Once
once the cash rolls out, huh?
Yeah, once the bank account starts getting a little lower, it's time to start hitting it
Well,
again.
talk to us about this project here that you've got out now, Book of Shadows, brand new CD.
Well, I mean, when after we did the last Ozzy thing, I got I had my own record deal when we did the retirement tour, and then that was what we did Pride and Glory and everything like that. But in between jamming with Guns and Ozzy, I mean, these were like tunes I was writing as well, because I love playing on my Pauls and with the stacks and everything. But when after you've blown out about 20,000 brain cells and your ears are rattling, you know what I mean? It's just like I'd always have an acoustic with me. I'd be jamming on it. It'd be like if we were just hanging out at a bar at a party or something like that. I'd be like, hey, Zach, break out the 12-string and play some tunes for us. So, that's what the album, that's pretty much how the album all came together. Because, I had all these tunes lying around. And it's hard, I was going to tour with Oz. I mean, it would have been great and everything because I love the guy to death. But it's just, it's one of those things when you move out of your folks' house, you know what I mean? It's really hard going back. And even, even though they're the coolest people on the planet, it's just like, well, you can have the whole basement to yourself. It's like, oh, and it's just like, just something doesn't happen when you have like your drunk friend stumbling in your mom and dad's house at about 3 a.m, busting furniture. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, well, no, I mean, I'll hang in my little apartment. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's pretty much the reason why I love doing my own thing, because I dig writing my own lyrics, dig singing my own songs and doing stuff.
All right, man.
Thanks, bro.
Very nice.
Thanks.
Whew. I can see why people have you pull out your 12-string. How long have you been playing guitar, actually, Zach? When did you start playing?
Probably since I was about 15, man. Between 14 and 15.
What do you tell guys when do you do any of those seminars and stuff when kids can come
guitar
up to you
clinics and
say,
stuff? Yeah, I'll do that, man. They're cool.
What's the number one question? I mean, outside of Ozzy, about being a musician or
how much beer can you drink? no, that's it. I'm trying to think. I mean, just a lot of, and it's just like how you do certain licks or whatever. You know what I mean? Or just like
is it tough hanging in there with all the guitar players today? I mean, to still have
or just in the music industry, man. I mean, or just in the business. I mean, like anybody that's
is
anybody
it
that's
tougher
making
to
a living.
dream today about the light at the end of the tunnel and the fact that you could maybe make it? Or
No, I think
is it impossible?
No, not at all, man. I mean, whatever you want to make it and whatever you want to do. I mean, the only advice I give to musicians is just play what you want to play, man. You know what I mean? Don't bother doing what you think you should be doing. You know what I mean? Like,
don't sound like Alice in Chains today.
Yeah, today we'll sound like Alice in Chains because that's happening. Then Green Day's selling some records, so why don't we do that too? It's just like, yeah, but what do you like playing? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's just like, because people aren't stupid, man. They know what's real and what's fake, man,
right? Yeah, musicians' music has to come from the heart, I think, in order for it to be special.
Yeah, it'd be like Ozzy making a Michael Bolton record, just like Michael Bolton just sold 15 billion records or something like that, and I was going, well, yeah, I guess I should be doing one of those. It's like, no, I don't think you should be doing one of those.
Ozzy might be able to pull that
no, but it's just like, no, just do what you do, man. You know what I mean?
What about Pride and Glory? Are you going to stick with that now? I mean, you're out there in the front, lead singing, all that.
Well, yeah, I mean,
is that different for you?
No, it's pretty cool because I mean, I've been blessed to have been in a band with Ozzy where it's just like he's really cool. I mean, he does the gigs and it's just something weird. It's like with lead singers, just something different in the water they drink or something. I don't know, man. You know what I mean? It's just like a lot of them just end up being the biggest dicks I think you could ever run into, man. But I mean,
and they have to be that way.
I don't know what it is, but I mean, I was never going to put myself through that. I didn't have to go through it with Ozzy, and I wasn't about to start, after that, man. So, I mean, and anyway, I just love singing anyway, so, I mean, but, with the Pride and Glory thing, and it's like, James Lomenzo, who did the bass on the Pride and Glory album, played on the record, and Joe Vitale. Joe Wilson.
Oh, man, yeah.
Joe Vitale, yeah.
Sure, I know him.
Well, so, Joe did the drums on the record.
That's great. Where'd you record it, in L.A.?
Recorded music out in L.A. because James and Joe were out there. I live out there, too. And then the guys who recorded the album, Ron and Howard Albert, they did some Stone stuff and Clapton and stuff like that. So they have their own studio out in Miami. So I was like, cool, man. Let's cruise out. We finished the vocals out in Miami. We did it all in about 4 weeks, man.
It's good to see you, man.
Same here.
You're going to be coming back around for any tours or anything like that?
Oh, no, definitely. You figure the album's coming out June 18th, so I'll be touring around,
Now, would you be touring on your own, or would you be?
No, I'm
bringing a band
gonna
with you?
have a band with me, another guitar player, a bass player, a drummer,
Cool.
barmaid. You know what I mean?
But you'll be going out as ZAKK WYLDE.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
ZAKK WYLDE, man.
Looking forward to having that come here to the Motor City. When it
I'll
does,
be
you
here.
come back. I'm sure we'll be jamming this one, Between Heaven and Hell. That's the new track. And let's do another one from the album.
All right, this
As
tune
we,
called
What You're Looking For.
Yeah, I wrote it about Janis Joplin and her relationship with Linda McCartney. My wife had this book at home with like all these amazing photos from the 60s.
Oh, yeah.
And Linda McCartney, she can't sing all that well, but she takes pictures
The
pretty
big
good,
book
man.
with the Jimi Hendrix on
Yeah,
the cover?
with Jimi Hendrix
yeah,
on the
I have
cover. And
that,
it's just
yeah.
like I'm looking through the book like going, man, I mean, it was amazing that she had access to all these people back then, but it's like, yeah, she had these amazing pictures of Janis Joplin, and like she, if you ever read it, it's just like she talks about the relationships that they had,
Right.
that she had with all these people, and just pretty much inspired me to write a tune about it.
Excellent. Zach, thanks very much for
Well, thanks for having me
stopping by
in,
the
man.
Riff today.
You got it, brother.
Man, big fans of yours for a long, long time.
Thanks
I
a
know
lot,
the Motor
brother.
City is too. Check it out. It's called What You're Looking For. It's brand new from ZAKK WYLDE's Book of Shadows, and you're hearing it right here on the Riff. And that's ZAKK WYLDE from the new one. What You're Looking For is the name of it, from Book of Shadows on the Riff 101 WRIF. And want to thank Zach for stopping by the Riff, taking his guitar out and playing it for us today. And listen, we've got your Workforce High Noon Hour request hour underway right now, and we're taking your calls at 313-298-WRIF. Don't forget, you can fax in to be a winner today as well for all of our workforce prizes at 810-398-6219. It's brought to you by White Castle. It's what you crave, and we've got a sack of 10 for you. Also, a 4-pack of tickets to see the Neon take on Indianapolis in soccer action at the Palace, a $20 gift certificate courtesy of the Vitamin Outlet, and tickets to see the Tigers at the old ballpark, plus Tiger wearables courtesy of Dunham's. Hey, Zach, we got some Tiger wearables in the prize closet for you, as a matter of fact. So,
Maybe I'll go down and see a game.